It has been a long time since I last filmed a video. I have been unemployed for 2 months now, so I actually don't even know what I've been up to, but yeah, I am so excited that my first video back is going to be because of Lovely Runner. So since this is the last week of Lovely Runner, I decided I wanted to make a video to sort of commemorate that, you know, because like it's an important event because I have loved Lovely Runner. It might make it into my list of all-time favorite dramas. I guess we'll see with the last 2 episodes, but you know, I've got good feelings. Like, I really think they'll make it. So although it's super exciting that the last 2 episodes are almost out, I am definitely going to get withdrawal from Lovely Runner. It's been such a long time since I enjoyed a K-drama so much. Anyways, the point is because I'm going to be facing withdrawal, you might be facing withdrawal, so I decided I want to fill that loser void that Sunjay is gonna leave with some more losers, and I'll be going in order from least loser to most loser. So first up, I just really want to talk about my definition of a loser because I guess not everyone knows that like loser isn't always a bad term. I feel like it's kind of like a K-pop slang, like a K-drama slang, you know, like losers. Because I know with K-pop memes, there's just like the ones like I miss the days when boy groups used to debut as like absolute losers, and then they kind of bring up stuff from like second gen when they debut. But like obviously now when everyone debuts, they're just not losers, they're like super cool. And I mean, the loser side is definitely endearing, especially seeing them grow out of that. So I honestly don't know how to define loser in the way that I'm using it. I mean, I feel like if you know, you know. Like, watch Lovely Runner, Ryu Sundae is an absolute loser, but in a good way. You know, the good kind of loser. And so, since I can't really give you actually a definition, I decided to come up with things that are the opposite of a loser. So it's not these things, and that's kind of what a loser is, if that makes any sort of sense. So a loser is basically the opposite of someone who is cool, like the kind of male lead that is perfect, flawless, they're calm, collected, and usually assertive and confident. I would say they probably lean towards being on the cold side, and like an example is gonna be like a young and rich, tall and handsome CEO or something.
Yeah. Young and rich, tall and handsome.
Yeah, but cool characters basically have everything. They are literally the personification of perfect. And a loser is not that. The losers of the K-dramas tend to be dorky, emotional, childish, socially awkward, clumsy, and probably stupid. They're usually very silly, very sweet, warm-hearted, and the losers of K-dramas are usually very, very endearing. Of course, if that wasn't the best definition, I feel like you'll maybe get a feel for it as I talk about each characters that I'm gonna be mentioning and why they are a quote-unquote loser. So maybe that'll help with the definition and you might kind of know what I'm trying to talk about by the end of this video, but also you might not. So first up is going to be Choi from Our Beloved Summer. So I have a lot of reasons why he is a loser. So first up, he hasn't moved on. I feel like only losers really stay super hung over their ex and don't move on. Like, this man reunites with her and is determined to ruin her life. Like, I don't know, if that isn't a loser, I don't know what is. So beyond just not moving on, he literally imagines what it would be like to see her again, and he practices what he's going to do when he does see her again, which is why he throws salt and sprays water at her.
잘 가라. 버킷리스트를 오늘 하나 해결했어요.
걔가 혹시 너한테 물 뿌리고 소금 뿌렸냐?
네가 그걸 어떻게 알아?
걔 그거 구운 옷에 해놓고 50번은 더 연습한 거야 그거.
어?
생각보다 더 미친놈이라는 거지.
And after they meet, he literally does anything and everything just to tick her off. Emotionally invested in this girl just because he's like completely not moved on. And of course this is very loser behavior because even if you think it, to act on it is also another level. And yeah, he really also doesn't mean it in the end, which is even funnier.
소금 너무했나?
He was also a loser. He kind of got bullied and pushed around by her, and he really just like did everything she said to. And honestly, this is not a terrible thing, which is why we have a video about losers, because being a loser isn't always a bad thing. In the end, it is really sweet of him to be super accommodating to his girlfriend. Obviously, it's not good to get pushed around, but she's not like pushing him around in a mean way. She also does it for his own sake, because she's like nags at him a lot because she wants better for him, you know? And then also within their relationship, when they did break up, he would always come back to her and just tell her that all she needed to do was apologize, which of course, does he not have any pride?
야, 넌 그 자존심도 없냐?
난 그딴 거 없어.
Like, come on now, she should just do this on her own. But of course, we love that for him because he really just does that out of love for her. And really, in a relationship, you shouldn't really fight about who's right and who's wrong. And so, you know, he's a bit of a sweetheart, and we love him for that. Okay, and on to the next show. It is 30 but 17, and this is about a 17-year-old girl, So-uri, who gets into a car accident, falls into a coma, and wakes up 13 years later. Now 30 years old, Woody struggles to navigate being an adult despite mentally being 17, in addition to figuring out what has happened in the past 13 years while she was gone. At the same time, Gong Woo-jin, who believes he caused Woody to get into the accident, and with the misunderstanding that she died in it, has been living the past 13 years closed off to the world due to his guilt. When Uri wakes up, she meets Woo-jin, who is living in her previous house, and together they heal their wounds. So, just like most guys on this list, he is a socially awkward adult. He, doesn't have any social skills because he's closed himself off so much, and because of that, he also has no relationship experience. And basically, the entire thing is he's just an unlucky, awkward guy that just has a lot of unlucky situations happening to him. Because honestly, the Woody thing is really funny in the sense that some crazy lady wakes up and she just kind of goes to his house and then she does this and that, and basically things just don't really work out his way. Yeah, he just has a lot of unfortunate situations that happen to him, like getting attacked by his maid, him accidentally blowing like air bubbles on her face.
미스터 공. 뭐해 미스터 공?
Him sitting on her choco pie, his dog betraying him. And also, throughout the entire plotline, he has not moved on from a scenario that he actually has a big misunderstanding for that has caused him to be traumatized and depressed for the last 13 years, when in reality, the things that he thought happened weren't the case. So he actually went through all this for kind of nothing. But yeah, beyond that, he's also a very prideful man. He's easily startled. He's just a fumbling mess, especially dealing with emotions that he's never experienced before. And when Woody comes into the picture, he basically starts growing again, I think, as a person. So he also, in a way, is 17 years old, and he's starting to finally experience emotions and feelings that he should have been feeling, and he's really able to let those out when Woody comes in the picture. This is also one of my favorite all-time dramas because it really is just such a heartwarming drama full of like great people. There's really no villain in this, and everyone's just sweet and endearing, and I just love them all. So even beyond the fact that Woojin is a loser, I would still highly recommend this drama nonetheless because yeah, it's a good drama. It's a very good, heartwarming, cute drama. Next up, one of the biggest losers to exist in K-drama land of all time. It's going to be in the drama When the Camellia Blooms. And so this drama is about an orphan single mother, Dong-baek, who moves into a small town called Ongsan where she runs a bar restaurant called Camellia. She is a pretty single mom who is the subject of all sorts of gossip, and a local police officer, Hwang Yong-shik, is deeply in love with her. Yong-shik pursues Dong-baek as she tries her best to survive and raise her son in the small town, all while a serial killer roams around her. Hwang Yong-shik is the biggest goofball sweetheart you will probably ever find in a drama. He is like 10 times way sillier and goofier than Ryu Sun-jae. Of course, Ryu Sun-jae is actually cool in the end. Like, he's an idol man. Like, he's like cool. He's got fans. Yeah, Hwang Yong-shik is really silly. He's pretty stupid and clumsy.
그리고 저 진짜 그냥 아주 그냥 무지막지하게 질투 많은 놈이니까 빨리 와서 내 손 잡아줘요. 별씨. 아, 빨랑 켜와요, 빨랑 내 손 잡아줘요, 빨랑. 갑시다.
He's like fumbling all the time as he tries to pursue Dong-baek. He's not smooth at all. He's just a straightforward, simple guy, and that is honestly his charms. It's really cute to see him pursue her, and he's just honest, straightforward, loyal, and honestly, it's just like great traits to have, you know? Like these honestly are more important than some of the superficial like cool people trait. He is just unashamed to express his love for Dongbik, and he's determined to make her happy despite her feeling that she's unable to accept his feelings, and he really just wants the best for her. Like really a lot of what he does is just to make her happy rather than trying to get with her. And if that isn't like the cutest thing, what is? But yeah, he's like a loser in the sense that he really has no shame, no pride in like doing what he wants. But you know, that's honestly in a way super cool. That's why we love the losers in K-drama land, because that's honestly an ideal kind of man, you know? Like he might not be like the cool rich CEO that is like perfect or whatever, but like this is genuinely down to earth man, and like this is realistic of like what you should actually want in a man and not those like superficial like other things, you know? And he's honestly just a silly little goofball. I know I said in the beginning, but he's just such a sweetheart, and he's just so endearing to watch. So also really good drama, so also highly recommend you watch this as well. So lastly, we are on the most ultimate loser I've ever seen in a K-drama, and even Ryu Sun-jae has nothing on him. I love Ryu Sun-jae. Ryu Sun-jae has my entire heart. Like really, he does. But yeah, it is going to be from Dali and the Cocky Prince. So Dali is the only daughter and child of a wealthy family that runs an art gallery. She's reserved and an intellectual, which is fitting of her social class. Following her father's sudden death, she faces bankruptcy and has to work to pay off the debt to save the art gallery. She is in debt to Jin Moo-hak, who is once a poor boy that is now the managing director of Don Don F&B, which is a global restaurant chain that sells kamjatang. Although now he is part of the higher social class, he is ignorant, strong-willed, and only cares about making money. The two, who have met once, are reunited as creditor and debitor. So Jin Moo-hak is vulgar, ignorant, stupid, everything you wouldn't want in a man, which is what made me love this drama so much. It really takes what you would think in terms of every quality of a man you wouldn't want and puts it into Jin Moo-hak and makes him lovable. Like, he is endearing. Yeah, so he obviously isn't probably anyone's ideal type of man. Like, who really wants someone who's vulgar and ignorant, and yeah, he's like money obsessed and kind of crazy, and he may be the most unrefined, undesirable, unattractive kind of character, but he is actually really warm-hearted. He's a softie underneath everything. He is a simple guy. He's not like playing games and anything like that. He definitely also struggles between listening to his heart and his head with the whole, obviously she's his debitor, but he can't help but falling madly in love with her. She definitely calls the shots in their relationship, and these are just traits we just love seeing in our K-drama men. He honestly like worships Dali, and he treats her with so much respect, which is honestly better than any like specs that a man can have that would make him like the perfect guy. Like genuinely, he is just such a good man to her. He's just, yeah, I don't even know. He's actually a really interesting character, despite how unperfect he is, how endearing he becomes. He makes you think, this is the kind of guy I want to date, when in real life, if I came across a guy like that, I'd probably think he was not my type. So yeah, that is actually all the losers that I wanted to talk about. I hope that one of them can fill this void that lovely runner is about to leave. I'm gonna be so sad. I've fallen madly in love with Byeon Woo-seok. I've like watching all of his contents, and he's just, he's so great, and I can just see this being a comfort drama to come. Yeah, I hope we see more losers in K-drama land. It's really been nice seeing Ryu Sun-jae, and hopefully we can all move on somehow. And yeah, hopefully I'll also be posting more content soon, trying to do more unemployed diaries, except my life is not very interesting, and yeah, just getting back into the posting grind, even though I still don't have a job, but hopefully something will work out soon, you know, and yeah, thank you for your time.